Where are you, Andrew? Why can't I find you? We need to film this red.
Oh, sorry, man. I was busy
there
in the
you are.
bathroom.
Oh,
I had chimichangas for lunch.
oh man, tough.
Hello and welcome to Visual Recreation, the essential video guide to winning FML. Each and every week, I'm your local movie buff and Santa's little helper, Drew.
And I'm Joey, the strategy guy that's strategically trying to steal your Christmas because we've been gifted with 3 new movies this weekend. One being The Grinch, Overlord, and The Girl in the Spider's Web.
But the first movie we're going to be looking at is Overlord. Now, this movie is centered around American troops on D-Day when they come across an underground Nazi lab, and they're doing some pretty crazy stuff down there, and they're trying to get to the bottom of it while also trying to survive.
Yeah.
Now, the main
Zombies or something.
big name attached to this film is J.J. Abrams. And, but I will repeat, this is not a Cloverfield sequel.
Oh, well, that's good. And he's not directing either, right?
No,
he's producing.
Just
this one.
producing.
So, if we take a look at the theater count, Overlord comes in at 2,500 theaters, and Pro Box Office has it at $9 million, which is a 19% drop from last week. Now, Todd Thatcher has it at $10.2 million. So, I don't know, with that theater count, 2,500, I think it could possibly get into the double digits, but I'm actually gonna just keep my bets at $9 million.
I would say it could get 10, but I'm going to say conservatively 8.5 to 9 mil. Now, the next movie we're going to be talking about is The Girl in the Spider's Web.
Yes, now this is a film adaptation of the 4th book in the Millennium series of the same name, which was released in 2015. Now, this movie stars Claire Foy, Lakeith Stanfield, and Stephen Merchant. And this movie was also directed by Fede Alvarez, who directed the movie Don't Breathe. Yeah, so if you remember that in FML, Don't Breathe was a good movie to pick. It did pretty good. Snap out of it. Okay.
Now, Girl in the Spider Web is premiering in over 3,000 theaters. Todd Thatcher has it at 13.7 mil, as Probo has it at 13 million. That's a 7% decrease from last week. Now, we actually have comps for this movie. Now, in my advice, don't look at the previous Girl with Something Tattoos or Hornet's Nest or Fire that came out in 2010. They all were limited releases that were like 1 to 200 on opening weekend, so that's not going to help you out. But this was quickly rebooted the next year in 2011. But The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo made 12 million in 2,900 plus theater counts. However, that starred Daniel Craig. This one does not, so be wary of that. The other 2 counts we have is Atomic Blonde that came out in 2017. That made 18 mil in 3,300 theater counts. Whereas Red Sparrow came out in 2018, 16.8 million in 3,000 theater counts, but those didn't come out in November, so be wary of those numbers. Personally, just because this is the 4th adaptation, or the 5th in this whole series of the Millennium, but it's the first one of this film, I'm going to be weary of this one. So I'm going to say like 12 to 13 mil is pretty the cap, I think.
Yeah, I can definitely see it making 12, especially with the comps that you provided us with. Nice comparisons.
I'm trying to use my brain.
Yeah, good job. Now the next movie up is The Grinch, and this one I'm excited about. It's another Grinch reboot. It's a remake, but I mean it's the studio that gave us Despicable Me. It's Illumination. I've thought for years that it should be a 3D animated feature film, and finally we're gonna get this. Now this movie stars Benedict Cumberbatch, who voices the Grinch, and the Grinch was co-directed by Scott Mosier and Yarrow Cheney, is that right?
Yeah, Yarrow was known for directing Secret Life of Pets, and Scott Mosier is just the best friend to Kevin Smith, so he's done all of his movies, which doesn't really help you in this case for getting a feel on this film, but it's something to know.
Yeah, so The Grinch comes in with a theater count of 4,000 theaters, and Pro Box Office has it making $69 million, which, yet again, they dropped their number, but only 1% this time.
One.
Todd Thatcher has it at $55.6 million. Now, do you want to talk about some of the comps?
Some of the comps we looked about was, first we looked at the Jim Carrey's Grinch live action, but that one came out 18 years ago, so history's, like, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But that came out to $55 million in 3,100 theater. Sing, just because it was done by the same studio and came out around the same time of year, which is like the fall-winter type, that made $35 million in 4,000 plus theater count. However, that came out on Christmas weekend, so that might be a little bit too crazy with the numbers there. And this one, to me, I looked at Despicable Me that came out in 2010. Gru and the Grinch are almost identical, except one is green. They're both trying to steal something with crazy gadgets, except there's no minions on one, and the other one's green. So that one came out in 2010 to 56 mil in 3,400 plus theater counts. But remember, that one came out during the summer, so it might not make that much.
Yeah, so
as much.
Just keep that in mind when you're picking your lineup this weekend. But will the Grinch steal all the money for itself in the box office this weekend?
Or will it be envious of all the money that the other movies are going to make because nobody's going to see it? But now it's time for Joey to help save Christmas as the Grinch is trying to steal it. So I have these questions. I printed them out, but these are not the answers, so I don't have to repeat myself.
Yes.
All right, so
Good thinking.
All right, let's start off with the first question, which I thought would be kind of an easy one because of where we worked. So, what decade did Coca-Cola start using Santa Claus in its advertisements?
Interesting.
Was it A, the 1900s, B, the 1920s, C, the 1940s, D, 1960s, and E, 1980s? I just went by increments of 20.
I see that. Now, I used to know this answer, and then for some reason it's not coming back to me here. So let me take a look here. 1920s seems a little bit too old. 1960s seems like that's too late for them, but I'm just guessing this one. I want to say a different answer, but I'm going with D, 1960s.
You're going to go with the 1960s? That is wrong.
Oh, I knew it.
It's the 1920s.
Yes. I was there, but I switched it.
You were there in the 20s?
Never second guess yourself. No, I wasn't.
All right.
Next
question. In the song 12 Days of Christmas, do you remember that one?
We'll find out.
What is happening on the seventh day? Is it A, 7 geese a-laying? B, 7 ladies dancing? C, 7 swans a-swimming? D, 7 hens a-flying? Or E, 7 golden rings?
Yeah, it's definitely not 7 golden rings.
I wouldn't mind 7 golden rings.
Ooh, this is a good one. You make your quizzes difficult. For me, at least.
This is a
for me.
very popular song. It's played everywhere.
7 geese a-laying.
You want to go with 7 geese a-laying?
Yes.
Final answer?
Sure.
It is wrong.
Of course it is.
It's C, 7 swans a-swimming.
Yes. Okay.
The rest of them were all different days.
Guessing myself.
Number 3. What was the first year that the Rockefeller Christmas tree was put up? Now this one, I thought you would have got the first two. So this one is very difficult. Is it A, 1932, B, 1933, C, 1934, D, 1942, or E, 1955? 1955.
All right, so
you know that big giant tree?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
that's the one I'm talking about.
Now, I feel like you did 1932, 33, and 34 to kind of throw me off that one of those might be the correct answer. D, 1942.
You're going to go with 1942?
Yeah.
That is wrong.
Oh my gosh.
You were right.
Lost the entire game.
You were right to go with B, 1933. And I even thought of that too.
See, so I second guessed myself all 3 answers so far.
Well, you're looking kind of green, Joey.
And then I told myself not to do that. Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
Maybe you can redeem yourself on this one.
Probably not.
And since we're on a movie thing, I decided to throw in some movies. According to Rotten Tomatoes' list of the top 25 best Christmas movies of all time, by their editors, what is considered the number 1 Christmas movie? Was it A, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
No.
B. Miracle on 34th Street.
Maybe.
C. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, that would be ideal for this video, but no.
D. It's a Wonderful Life. Or E. A Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Definitely not.
Wow. Have something against Charlie Brown?
No,
Maybe it is.
It could be. I'm gonna go with D yet again. It's a Wonderful Life.
You think It's a Wonderful Life? You would be correct.
Yes, sir. I got one, and I didn't second guess myself that time.
Jimmy Stewart and It's a Wonderful Life. I've not seen that movie. Can you tell me, since you were pretty certain,
Probably not.
for extra bonus point,
Oh, can I still win?
what is the ranking of the next highest movie?
Oh,
Which movie is the next highest ranked?
the next highest rank would probably be Miracle on 34th Street.
And you would be correct.
Yes.
At number 2.
So how many points do I get for that?
You get
one?
You get an extra one.
So I'm on track to winning.
Yes.
Yes.
You could
All
win.
right.
You could win this round again. Now, just for people at home, if you want to throw this in there, you can throw it in the edit. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was 11th. How the Grinch Stole Christmas was 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie
See that?
Brown's Christmas was 10. So it cracked the top 10. Rudolph did not. It was an honorable mention.
Wow.
All right, final question.
Uh-huh.
And you could win and save Christmas, or you'll turn green later. In the song, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, what line comes the earliest?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So which line comes the earliest? These are all lines actually in the song. So,
Okay.
is it A, your brain is full of spiders, you have garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch? B, you're a crooked, dirty jockey, and you drive a crooked hoss, Mr. Grinch? I really wish I had a deep, gravelly voice to say this. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch.
That's later.
D, your heart's a dead tomato splashed with moldy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. Or E, your heart is full of unwashed socks, your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch.
Out of these lines, which one comes the earliest?
What comes the earliest out of all these lines? These are all lines. There's like 8 verses in this song.
Yes.
Which one comes in?
Great song. It's a great song. I'm gonna go A. Your brain is full of spiders. You have garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch.
And you think that one comes the earliest?
Earliest out of all of these.
Are you sure?
You're making me think that I shouldn't be sure and that I'm wrong.
Do you remember this song? Do
Do
you
I
remember it
remember the
more? Do you remember it more than the 12 Days of Christmas?
I know the song, but I can't tell you the first line if we're going off the first line of the song.
Oh, it's not the first line of the song. It's just whatever line comes earliest. None of these are in the first verse.
Alright, if you're trying to trick me, and that one was right, my other answer was going to be the seasick crocodile. C.
Which one, Charlie? Which one? You're all
Wow, okay, I second guessed myself the entire round, and I've got everything wrong. And you're making me second guess myself again. Sure, whatever. We'll go with C.
You're gonna go with C?
C for the win.
Are you sure? Are you gonna lock that in? Final answer?
Oh my gosh, you said, are you sure again? Why are you doing this? It means I've got it wrong twice.
Are you sure? Maybe I'm just trying to get in your head. Remember? Maybe I'm getting in your head. Maybe I'm trying to help you.
Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna say A.
You're gonna say A?
I'm going with A.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yes.
You have to say final answer.
Final answer.
All right, there's no going back.
It's win.
You
I just
think
won.
A, your brain is full of spiders and you have garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch.
Absolutely.
Well, I hate to say it, everybody, but Joey saved Christmas.
I did, yes.
Woo!
Got him.
Well, that's it from us, guys. Thank you for watching, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to help us out, and if you want to see us in our top 10 predictions video, click right over here. And if you want to see us on Outside the Frame, click right down here. But thank you, good luck this weekend, and remember, sometimes you gotta risk it to get that biscuit. A Christmas biscuit, mister. I want some more.